Well. It's been 4 months since I last showed my Wealthsimple portfolio, and boy oh boy has it been one hell of a time. I made a video back in March, right around the time when the pandemic got really bad and my portfolio crashed 11 or 12%. I gotta admit though, I was worried about my money just because this autopilot investing thing that Wealthsimple offers, where you just put some money in, you set your risk level, and then you choose what you want your portfolio to be made up of, and then Wealthsimple does all of the investing for you. So I basically wasn't sure if my portfolio would keep crashing or if it would completely recover. And that's what this video is going to be about today. So hit the like button if you feel the same way about your Wealthsimple portfolio, and sit tight and enjoy the rest of the video. I know you guys are very interested in seeing how much my portfolio has recovered since last time. Well, here it is. I went from being down about 12% to being back up a bit more than 5%. But let's look at how we got here with this graph. I initially put in $4,000 into this TFSA with Wealthsimple, and before the pandemic, so about the middle of February, my $4,000 grew to $4,300, which was pretty nice because I literally didn't have to do anything and my money grew. Then my portfolio crashed down to $3,400 once the pandemic hit, but you can see the recovery ever since March. My portfolio gradually recovered to the same levels as I had in February. Honestly speaking though, I'm just glad I'm back in the positives. With the information that we have now, I think it made sense for my portfolio to recover. I mean, the S&P 500 is basically back to normal levels since the market crashed in March, and a lot of other different stocks have climbed back up as well. But the cool thing with my Wealthsimple portfolio is that it holds lots of different types of exchange traded funds, or more commonly known as ETFs. Luckily enough, I can actually see which ETFs Wealthsimple buys and sells for me. You may or may not have heard of these ETFs before, but most of my $4,000 is invested in VTI, XEF, and ZFL. Now, I'm not going to go through each ETF that's in my portfolio, but I'll talk about VTI since it's the largest holding in my Wealthsimple portfolio. VTI is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. This ETF invests in a huge variety of industries all across the US, with more than 26% invested in tech stocks, 16% in the finance industry, 14% in healthcare and consumer services, and much more. The top holdings in VTI include some very big names like Microsoft, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway, Visa, Procter & Gamble, and so many more different companies. I'm actually a big fan of this ETF personally, so I'm glad Wealthsimple bought into this one because I basically get exposure to some of the biggest companies in the world without directly purchasing their stock. But anyways, I'm here to talk about my portfolio as a whole, and when I was looking at what trades Wealthsimple made for me, I realized they barely did any trading at all. And I think that speaks volumes towards their approach of investing long-term in some quality ETFs without making drastic changes when something terrible happens in the market. I think this recent market crash showed me that Wealthsimple is going to stick by its long-term investing approach and continue selecting investments that will perform for many years down the road. Now, I'm not being sponsored by Wealthsimple or anything here. I'm just trying to look at the data as objectively as possible so I can learn and understand exactly what's happening with my money. I guess in terms of the future though, I'm just gonna keep my money sitting there and let Wealthsimple do its thing. The whole concept of this Wealthsimple portfolio is to let their autopilot investing take over and manage my investments for me. So I'm just gonna do that. Honestly speaking, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. There might be a second wave of this virus, or there might be some crazy fluctuations with elections coming up. But my mentality has always been to think long-term with my investments and choose quality ETFs and stocks that will continue to grow and profit over long periods of time. As you guys saw, Wealthsimple invested in some pretty solid ETFs for me like VTI, and I know that I have a riskier portfolio than normal, so I can see my portfolio drop very quickly, but I can also see some decent recovery because the ETFs that are in my portfolio hold some of the biggest companies out there, so I trust where my money is right now. I could take the money out and invest it myself, obviously, but hey, Wealthsimple is a Canadian company that has brought some really cool technology to the table with this autopilot investing stuff. And so far, it hasn't been too bad just yet. And I want to see how well it will perform compared to my personal investments. So no, I don't plan on moving my $4,000 out of my Wealthsimple portfolio anytime soon. I think I'll keep it in there for now. I also don't really plan on depositing any more money in there just yet. I think I'm gonna keep it at $4,000 and see how high or low it might go. I might take some money out and put it in my own personal investment account, but I don't know. I haven't really decided anything like that yet. Well, that's it from me. I kept getting comments from people on my last Wealthsimple video that they wanted to see how my portfolio is doing now and what my plans are going into the future. So I hope this video helped answer some of those questions. Drop a comment down below and tell me how your Wealthsimple portfolio is doing as well. Did you see the same type of recovery I did, or is your portfolio still in the negatives? Let me know. I love responding to your comments and hearing what everyone else is going through. Make sure you share this video with a friend and hit the subscribe button so you can see when I upload new videos. Hit the like button if you made it this far. Follow me on all my social media accounts. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.